Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a spring DIY collab video with Sarah from Pajama Crafts and April from House to Home XOXO. So let's just jump right into it. For my first project, I decided to make a really cute floral spring type of wreath. I went in with this Dollar Tree wreath and then this cashmere paint from Heirloom Traditions paint in the color cashmere, and I just gave that an all over like messy coat of paint. I didn't worry about covering every square inch of that wreath. And then I went in with this cute little wooden farmhouse truck from Dollar Tree, and I started by painting majority of the body in that cashmere color. I then went in with the color ink from Waverly, and I just painted the tires on there. And I was originally going to just leave the fenders because I'm going to layer some tissue paper on there in a second, but I decided to paint them white just to make the tissue paper color pop even more. So next I go in with this floral tissue paper from Dollar Tree, and I take some of my Mod Podge and I just add Mod Podge to each of the fenders, and then I just line up my tissue paper how I wanted it and make sure I smoothed out all the bubbles and ripples. I gave it time to dry completely, and then I took my X-Acto knife and just, started cutting out around the edge of the fender. I then went back in with the Mod Podge and gave it like another coat on top just to seal everything and make sure everything was going to stay into place. And then I did the exact same thing to the back fender. I just thought this was a really cute, added touch to this little farm truck just to make it stand out more and, give it a little bit of a pop, I guess. I just love the way it turned out though, so cute. After that, I decided to go in with some of these silver flakes that I had, and I wanted to add this to the side rail on the truck and then the hubcaps on the truck. So I just went in with my Mod Podge and I just started using, my fingers and pressed it into the areas where the Mod Podge was and just started layering that on little by little. Just adding where the Mod Podge dried way too fast before I could get the silver flakes on there, and just kept doing that until each of those pieces were completely covered. And once they had time to dry completely, I just went in with my X-Acto knife and just cut, around the outline and the shape of each of those pieces just to remove any of the excess flakes and just to kind of define, each of those spots a little bit more. I used my finger to kind of flake off anything that wasn't stuck by the Mod Podge. And then I went in with that ink color, by Waverly again, and just touched up the wheels, just kind of where some of the silver flake was not coming off, it was stuck. And then I just went in with my brown Waverly wax and kind of distressed the truck and gave it like a vintage looking vibe. I really like that old, a shabby farmhouse look. And then I went in with this lightweight spackling from Dollar Tree just to cover in that hole and just to blend it in with the rest of the truck so you couldn't see it. Once that was all done, I just went in with my hot glue and I glued the truck to the wreath, just making sure everything was nice and secure. After that, I just went through my leftover florals and greenery scraps, and I chose ones that, had spring vibes to them, but they were also neutral, and I just glued those to look like they were coming out of the back of the truck. I really liked how that looked. And then my last little step for this wreath was to just add a really cute bow to it. And I kind of played around with some of these options, different colors and such, but I ultimately decided to go with this really neutral ribbon from Walmart. Both of these are from Walmart. I got these on clearance for $1. Super score, right? So I was kind of playing around with one color or the other, but then I decided that they looked really cute together, so I kind of just smushed them together and made them one large-ish bow, I guess you could say. And that was it for this one, you guys. Super easy, super simple, but I mean totally cute. I just really like all the different textures that you have, and then you have those floral fenders, which I really love. I think that's one of my favorite things about this wreath. Yeah, totally cute, spring vibes, but super neutral as well. Alright, you guys, this next project is really fun and interesting. It's kind of like a floral shadow box type of thing. I don't know what I'm really gonna call it, but hey, we'll go with that. So I started out with 4 of these signs from Dollar Tree. I got these during Christmas time. I just started by removing the stickers and all that sticker residue. I then went in with the color cashmere again and started painting the outer sides and then the back rim, which is now going to be the top rim. And then I went in with the brown Waverly wax and I just kind of, distressed everything and antiqued everything again. And then again, I went through my bucket that I have my leftover floral greenery scraps and whatnot, and I just started with the first box and just filling it, you know, there's just no rhyme or reason to this. I just kind of filled it in with whatever flowers I thought looked really good together, had, you know, nice spring vibes to them, light and airy. After the first box, I went in with these metal signs. It says spring, and it's like a little house. Both of these are from Dollar Tree. I wanted to glue these on first because that way I can just fill in the flowers around them. So that's what I did with the house here. Just started filling in around the house. That way I didn't waste any flowers by putting it underneath and then having to glue the house on top. But here is how each of those boxes turned out. I just did the other two off camera for you just to save a little bit of time and yeah, not make it so repetitious. Next, I went in with this wood palette from Dollar Tree and just started by taking all of those pieces all apart. And you have to be careful. They have like these metal rods in them to keep them together, so don't hurt yourself when you're taking those apart. Next, again, I went in with the color Cashmere, and then you guessed it, went in with that brown antique Waverly wax and distressed it, antiqued it, all that good stuff. I then took some wood glue, a mix of wood glue and then the hot glue. You know, just hot glue is like a quick, easy bond, and then you have the wood glue. The wood glue, that's going to be more of a like solid, longer, sturdier bond. So that is why I did that. But basically, I wanted to create a like window pane type of look, I guess, with these boxes. I wanted to separate them from each other. I did not want to have it look like one large floral box put together. So that is why I tried to come up with something that I could put in between these, each separate box, you know. So when I glued each of these palette wood pieces together, I made sure they were flush with the top of the boxes, so that way it gives it that like window pane type of look. And I originally wanted to frame the entire thing as well, like around the whole box after I came up with the middle window pane area, but I unfortunately could just not figure out a way how to execute that, so I just left it as is. This next step, I'm just taking a leftover scrap piece of wood that I've had on hand for a very long time. I went in with E6000 hot glue and hot glue. Oh, hello. Wood glue, hot glue, E6000 this time. To make everything really nice and secure. I just felt like if I did not add a back of some sort, that in the future this thing was just gonna crumble apart. So so next I went in with this little nest that I've had on hand for a while. I think I got this at Goodwill, one of my shopping trips. So I just added that onto the house. I just felt like the house was more of like a birdhouse type of, you know, feel rather than like an actual house, so the nest was like the perfect touch. I then went in with these Jenga blocks because I'm trying to fill in the gap right in the middle there. So I measured those out, and then I took my Dollar Tree saw and I just sawed those where I needed them to be, glued them into the hole, and then I took that spackling and just spackled everything up to make it nice and, you know, incognito. And then my last step was just to add a sawtooth hanger, and that was it for this one, you guys. And here is how it turned out. How stunning! I adore this so much. I think it is so beautiful. And I mean, it's just different. And it's like, I don't know, it feels like adventurous, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one. I'm kind of biased, you know? But I really do love it. I think it's totally so cute. I can't wait to, you know, hang it up and display it in my house and just enjoy it, and, you know, maybe add a couple of really cute things to go next to it or whatnot. I love this piece, you guys. Also, as I mentioned in the beginning, this is a collab video with Sarah from Pajama Crafts and April from House to Home. Their information will be down in my description box, so make sure you check out their videos as well. Alrighty, for this last project, it's kind of like a 2-for-1 type of thing. I went in with this Dollar Tree sign, and I was really interested in the floral pieces at the ends. So I measured those out and took my Dollar Tree little hacksaw and cut those off, sanded down the edges and whatnot. I then went in with the leftover palette pieces that I had taken apart, and I painted those in the cashmere color and then distressed them again. You know the drill. And then after that, I just went in with some hot glue, and I decided to glue each of these pieces at the bottom of each of those floral sections. And I really wanted to have these be like standing decor rather than wall decor, so I decided to go in with some Jenga blocks, and I glued 2 to the back of each of them. And here is how they turned out. So simple, so cute though. I mean, you can have them be together on a table or separately. Maybe they would fit on a tiered tray. I just think they're so simple and so elegant, and I feel like they would go well with any spring decor, but I'm going to pair them with this sign that I'm about to make using the rest of that Dollar Tree sign. I went in with an 8x10 canvas, which is from Dollar Tree as well, and I started just by removing the staples off of there, so that way I could remove the canvas material, and then I went in and took apart the wood frame as well. I wanted to use the shorter sides of that frame to frame the rest of that Dollar Tree sign. So I just took all of those apart, and I did do this twice. I needed 4 pieces of wood that were the same size, and I really wanted the 2 shorter sides. I don't know why I didn't cut the longer pieces to the length that I needed them to be. I did not really even think of that until now. So unfortunately, I did this step twice. So after that, I just took 2 of the smaller sides and measured out where I wanted to cut that Dollar Tree sign. Took my hacksaw and I cut that off, well, the top half off, just to make everything nice and centered and even, as you can see there. I then went in with cashmere again and the antique Waverly wax and painted those sticks white and then distressed them, all that good stuff again. Also, while I have a quick second, I just want to give a quick shout out to Melissa from All Things Crafty. I recently shopped her Amazon store and I bought this silicone mat and then these really cute chippy brushes, which have been totally life-changing. I love them, so I will definitely leave her link down below. You guys can shop her store too. Okay, so once I had everything painted, I just turned that sign over and then started to frame it with those wood pieces. I then took my stapler and just added a couple of staples at each of the corners. I flipped it over and then just added one of those cute slanted staples at each of the corners on the front. After that, I wanted to make this a standing home decor piece rather than a wall decor piece like the last little floral pieces. So I went in again with those Jenga blocks, and that was it for this one, you guys. How stinking cute! I can't get enough of this one. I can't believe how it's just completely transformed this piece. Like, it took it from cheap looking to really classy, elegant, like total farmhouse piece, and I am obsessed. I love it so much. You guys will definitely have to let me know which one is your favorite. So we have made it to the final walkthrough, for all the pieces that I've made. I can't get enough of these, you guys. I am loving all the spring vibes. I don't know about you guys, but totally ready for spring over here. I think I have been for a few weeks now. I'm sure some of you guys where you get a lot of snow, you're definitely ready. And my heart definitely goes out to you guys that were affected by this crazy winter storm that's been happening all over the country. I am so sorry you guys have to go through that. Anyways, all these spring vibes, you guys, love them. Don't know if I can pick a favorite this time. As usual, I love them all. I think they're just so cute. Like, each piece I do, it's so beautiful in its own individual way that it's just hard to compare them to one another, I guess. But yeah, you guys will definitely have to let me know which one you like. Also, if you've made it this far, leave me a flower emoji down below. Let me know you're still here. Also, don't forget to make it around to Sarah's video and April's video. Their information is going to be down below in my description box. Thank you guys so much for being here, spending your time with me. I will see you guys next time.